Every minute, a truckload of plastic enters our oceans. Now imagine that happening for 10 more years. Can the planet really take it? This video explores the harsh reality of our plastic addiction and what the next decade could mean for life on Earth. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you care about the future of our planet and want real solutions, not just headlines. 1. A decade of mounting crisis. Every minute, one garbage truck's worth of plastic is dumped into the oceans worldwide. If trends continue, by 2035, there could be more plastic than fish in the oceans by weight. Current production exceeds 400 million tons per year, with no sign of slowing down globally. Single-use plastics still dominate packaging, fast food, and consumer goods in every nation. Despite awareness campaigns, plastic consumption has doubled in just the last 20 years. Developing nations struggle under the waste burden they did not generate or request. Recycling has failed to match production rates, stuck under 10% effectiveness. 2. Health risks are rising. Microplastics have been found in human lungs, blood, placenta, and even breast milk. Inhaling airborne plastic particles may cause inflammation, oxidative stress, and cancer. Plastic packaging leaches chemicals like BPA and phthalates into food and water supplies. Long-term exposure to plastic additives affects hormonal, neurological, and reproductive health. Plastic fires release carcinogens and dioxins, deadly compounds inhaled by millions globally. Children growing up in polluted environments show increased respiratory and cognitive issues. The poorest communities are often closest to dumps, incinerators, and polluted waters. 3. Ocean ecosystems in collapse. Sea turtles choke on plastic bags, mistaking them for jellyfish during feeding swims. Coral reefs are smothered by plastic debris, leading to infection and ecosystem destruction. 90% of seabirds have plastic in their stomachs, reducing their ability to fly and feed. Plastic nets entangle whales, dolphins, and seals, causing injury, infection, and slow death. Microplastics disrupt plankton, the foundation of marine food webs and oxygen generation. Fish consume plastic particles, passing them up the food chain to humans and apex predators. Beaches once filled with life now gleam with discarded toothbrushes, wrappers, and straws. 4. Climate impact deepens. Plastic is a climate issue derived from fossil fuels and emitting greenhouse gases at every stage. The production of plastic is projected to surpass coal and carbon output within a few decades. Each plastic bottle represents a chain of drilling, refining, and global transportation emissions. Plastic waste in landfills releases methane and ethylene, both powerful heat-trapping gases. Microplastics in Arctic snow accelerate melting by absorbing more solar radiation. Wildfires burn plastic waste during droughts, releasing toxic smoke and adding CO2 to the air. The more plastic we make, the more fossil fuel infrastructure is required to sustain it. 5. Economic costs are exploding. The world loses billions each year in cleanup, healthcare, and damaged marine industries. Tourism suffers when beaches, rivers, and parks are polluted with plastic garbage. Fisheries collapse when nets, debris, and toxins devastate fish populations and breeding zones. Plastic waste damages shipping infrastructure, blocking ports and causing delays at sea. The Global South bears disproportionate economic losses from imported plastic pollution. Medical costs soar in regions affected by plastic-related health conditions and toxins. Local governments pay massive fees for plastic collection, sorting, and failed recycling efforts. 6. Political inaction persists. Despite alarming reports, most global leaders have failed to pass strict plastic regulations. Lobbying by plastic manufacturers has slowed legislation and weakened global agreements. Trade deals often allow rich countries to dump waste into poorer nations with impunity. International treaties are vague, non-binding, or ignored by the largest plastic-producing nations. Corporate pledges to reduce plastic often lack timelines, metrics, or enforcement penalties. Environmental laws rarely prioritize plastic, focusing instead on energy and emissions goals. Plastic taxes and bans face strong opposition from industry and consumer interest groups. Even cities that ban plastic bags continue to allow styrofoam, wrappers, and microbeads. 7. Wildlife faces extinction. Plastic threatens over 700 marine and terrestrial species through ingestion and entanglement. Elephants, cows, and deer have died after eating plastic waste dumped near human settlements. Birds feed plastic to chicks, believing colorful fragments are food, leading to starvation. Animals get trapped in six-pack rings, bags, nets, and containers left carelessly in nature. Plastic waste creates new habitats for invasive species that displace native wildlife. Toxic chemicals in plastic disrupt animal reproduction, leading to population decline. Endangered species already facing habitat loss cannot survive the added burden of pollution. Ecosystems collapse when keystone species die, altering food chains and biodiversity. 8. The recycling myth persists. Most plastics are not truly recyclable, especially colored, mixed, or contaminated types. Recycling rates have stagnated despite billions spent on public awareness and infrastructure. Only clean, sorted, and specific plastics are reused. Others are burned or dumped abroad. Plastic degrades during recycling, meaning it cannot be reused indefinitely like metal or glass. Recycled plastic often costs more than virgin plastic, reducing demand from manufacturers. Fake recycling scams have been exposed, with shipments ending in landfills or ocean dumps. People think recycling solves the crisis, allowing corporations to continue production freely. The illusion of recycling has delayed bans, reforms, and material innovation for decades. 9. Time is running out. Every day we delay means thousands more tons of plastic added to Earth's systems. The next 10 years will determine whether we reverse this tide or drown in our own waste. Climate scientists, marine biologists, and economists all warn of irreversible tipping points. Plastic is not biodegradable. It will outlast forests, buildings, and even civilizations. We are approaching saturation. Landfills are full. Oceans are choked, and soil is tainted. Plastic waste is no longer somewhere else. It is in our air, blood, homes, and food. If current policies remain unchanged, plastic production could triple by 2060. Microplastic storms, toxic smog, and plastic-clogged rivers could define the future. 10. Hope through global action. Despite grim warnings, hope remains through action, awareness, and global solidarity. Countries are banning bags, straws, and single-use items with increasing success. Grassroots movements are pushing for plastic-free alternatives in schools, stores, and cities. Entrepreneurs are inventing biodegradable plastics made from algae, fungi, and banana peels. Recycling technologies are improving, turning waste into building materials and fuel. Laws are shifting. Extended producer responsibility is gaining traction internationally. Youth movements are rising, calling out industries and demanding plastic reform in courts. Social media is amplifying success stories, cleanup campaigns, and global plastic awareness. If we don't act now, plastic could outnumber fish in our oceans by 2050. The next 10 years are critical, and every choice matters. Can the world survive another decade of this waste? It depends on what we do today. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more eye-opening content, and share this with someone who needs to understand the urgency of our plastic problem.